delicious ice cream. Dias Ajax. White nudes. Shouldn't you be working, mate? So far, yeah. The one we haven't touched yet is supposed to be the finalist.
Diagnostics check. Piping integrity stable. Water pressure registering within
What?
normal parameters.
5.5? What are you talking about?
And I don't get why we have to wear all this heavy shit here. When's the last time we had to take any action on this assignment?
Well, let me think about that for a moment. Oh, that 60? Confirmed.
Primary code 0. Neutralized. Confirm.
I didn't say go to bed, did I? I think you just knee jerked.
Think I heard a noise.
You're covered.
Non-science. Come over here,
Clear.
fuckbag.
Taking up post.
Asshole.
Confirmed. No need to report. I'm going to check that out. Keep it quiet.
I think it might have been these mates I've been referring to if anyone needed to ask, så går det an. Ja, da gör jag. Oj, oj, oj. Oj, Mr. Patrol guy.
Waypoint clear. Confirm.
Oh,
Temperature readings in server chamber area are within acceptable. Cooling systems functioning normally.
nice. Better let down, but then too loud and then. Oh fuck, there's two of that. Oh yeah. Two of those things. Nigel blade ammo.
Warning. The facility's exterior maintenance hatch is open. Routine maintenance of
Where's the
structure
fucking radio?
exterior underway.
Fogem. Right, Minster.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Found
Access
immediate fire,
granted.
Walter.
Running
Pigonska.
diagnostics check in sector 11759. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Ah, the toilet memo. My favorite.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Org detector neutralizer. God damn.
Diagnostics check of telecommunications commencing.
Yeah, just bin everyone. Alright. Fruit fly.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access
Oh,
granted.
nice. Got an ass.
Commencing diagnostics check.
Smell the
Air
amphetamine.
purification system is operating at normal capacity. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Oh, I see. That's why they weren't allowed to ask. Fuck. Actually,
Temperature readings in server chamber area are within acceptable parameters. Cooling systems functioning normally.
smart. I guess civilian mates out there. Call me Quickfoot. What user space is that? Man beeps with suspicion. God damn, a printer. Truly
Running
is the future.
diagnostics check.
Tyrus ammo.
Piping integrity stable. Water pressure registering within normal parameters. Diagnostic sequence complete.
I didn't cut now.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Oj då.
Diagnostics check of hydraulic systems commencing.
Right, bye, kid. Yeah. I like how they explain the boxes.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Running diagnostics check in sector 11482.
Access granted.
Diagnostic sequence.
It's probably
complete.
unnecessary.
Running diagnostics check.
Sabotek, I forget what that
Water
is.
temperature fluctuation is within acceptable
Oi,
parameters.
oi, oi.
Diagnostic sequence complete.
There's multi-mate out here.
What could that have been?
Yeah, it's per room. Hopefully we won't throw him into the laser.
Diagnostics check of telecommunications.
And if we do, it might not care. Nope. I've seen them turn off the lasers when they go to pass them, but they don't seem to do it from a panel. So I'm guessing now we know that they can just walk through them. Yuck, yuck.
Warning. The facility's exterior maintenance hatch is open. Routine maintenance of structure exterior underway.
I got some tranquilizer darts, but I've not had the tranquilizer rifle yet. Getting the darts would suggest that one exists somewhere.
Commencing diagnostics check. Air purification system is operating at normal capacity. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Oj då.
Trace program initiated.
Fuck.
Access granted.
And it's a pleasure to speak with you too, Liza. Listen, I know opponents are saying the Human Restoration Act is a step backwards.
What a pipe.
Devastating blow against
Very fine chair design. Probably uncomfortable as shit though. It seems like the sort of room that would have
Temperature
Praxis.
readings in server chamber area are within acceptable parameters. Cooling systems functioning normally.
In fact, if I scan this fucking thing.
So we can
No, revolver and more bullshit. Goddamn. 5. Well. Now hold on. It's probably on
Running
the.
diagnostics check in sector.
It's probably on the computer.
1759. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Hasket.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access denied.
Fuck. It didn't look like it wasn't taken. Yes, boys?
Around the world, Picus News, always watching.
Running
Anomaly
diagnostics
detected.
check in sector.
Trace program initiated.
9. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Access granted.
House. Oh. I up fuck.
social justice warriors fail to see the bigger picture. The audience threw everything off the rails. Since then, the rift has been augmented.
Anomaly detected.
Why?
Trace program initiated.
Need a timeout. A temporary separation. So we clear the air, reevaluate how
Access granted.
Diagnostic.
Oi.
Sentiment that it is being enacted as a form of subjugation.
The fact you can't zoom out and move around really quickly is awkward when you have to do two in the same ass.
legislation is to ensure that they are as safe from us as we are from them. I am not augmented, but I have many friends who are. And most of them are afraid to walk outside of their homes right now, because if they do,
Boys.
hatred and suspicion aimed at them, it's horrifying. They want to feel safe, and the Human
Hit it.
Restoration Act can give them.
Well, there you have it, folks. It sounds like UN Resolution 3507 may be the solution the world is looking for. Thank you, Dr. Christensen, for your honest and insightful perspective. This is Eliza Casella, reporting to you live from Picus. Picus News, the global...
The air fumigation system is currently active in the west side maintenance corridor on the 3rd floor. Please stay clear of the area until further notice.
See, they go to hang out in London. Did I do the thing properly? I did.
Warning. The facility's exterior maintenance hatch is open. Routine maintenance of structure exterior underway.
Yeah, that old ticky-tacky hard drive. No SSD here. This sounds like us.
Commencing diagnostics check.
Fucking VersaLife.
Air purification system is operating at normal capacity. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Pritchard, looks like the bank's founders are buying and selling a lot of shell companies and masking the transactions.
Okay. How exactly does that help us locate Santos' server chamber?
I'm not doing this just for you and your client, Francis. Something else is going on here. I want to know what it is. Besides, I already found the location. Chamber 204.
Then why are you not in it yet? Take the funicular. It's the only way up.
My legs. I gotten the code, fuck it. Multi-tool. Oh yeah, we're doing Far Cry 1 as well. I think we're about halfway through it. Need to finish that as well.
Temperature readings in server chamber area are within acceptable.
Oh yeah.
Cooling system.
Far Cry 1, yeah. Very fine music. And so forth. Hey, you did mention. Would you have guessed we have audio issues in that?
Running diagnostics.
Alright, barrel mate.
Check. Piping integrity stable. Water pressure registering within normal parameters. Diagnostic sequence complete. Running diagnostics check. Water temperature fluctuation is within acceptable parameters. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Fuck you. I like that face he makes after that takedown. He's very silly. It's like he's looking at some weird shit, trying to figure out what goes on up in here. I huff at the fact I can't see where these are. He did slobbernate. A lot of mates do that. You call him Slobberdan. Fucking hell. Probably the least awareness in the game. Metal slug, do you mean roly-poly? Pillbug. Those are actually crustaceans. Look at her. Oh, nothing better than being knocked out. Yeah, I was looking at Heart of Darkness. They did something similar there. It actually has some really violent deaths. But they sort of made them eat his t-shirt instead of blood. I remember playing a version of
Stay away from.
I almost felt bad for her there. She looked genuinely scared and upset about being asked. Not sure it's painful. People tend to recover really easily from us spinning them.
Running diagnostics.
There was a guy we beat up earlier. He was all like, "Beat me up again. Please, fuck me.
Initiated.
Water pressure registering.
Fuck me additional."
Diagnostic sequence complete.
I could have gotten that
Access
one.
granted.
Fucking toilets memo. I really like the headbutt one, where he pulls them into his head. I've said this a million times, it's because he doesn't move at all. It's nice attention to detail, stuff like that, because he's just like solid. And normally that sort of crap is bad animation, but Ghost in the Shell does it as well. If you see the cyborgs and shit there, when there's wind and things, their clothes flop around, but they're completely static. Because they're just fucking, they don't move for no man.
Running diagnostics check in sector.
Anomaly detected.
148.
Trace program initiated.
Diagnostic sequence complete.
Hard as metal. Yeah, it's weird though because
Access granted.
supposing his skull might be as hard as he wants, like if it's made of adamantium or whatever. That's cool and all, good and all, but like if he still has the brain in there, I mean, concussions, you still get fucked. Carbon monoxide blast, that sounds very fantastic. I think my mouse is actually dying. This sads me. Yeah, but that's still kind of what happens in a concussion. You're like, the DK word for concussion is basically, if you translate it directly to English, it translates something along the lines of brain shakination or shakinity, brain shambalaya or whatever, because it's your brain sort of going boing in there.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Yeah, you can't really secure the brain, because that means that if he comes to a sudden stop, it would squish itself. Alright, Pond, what's the Canadian word for concussion? What does it translate to in English? I'm sticky. Hold on, baby.
Warning. The facility's exterior maintenance hatch is open. Routine maintenance of structure exterior underway.
Is fat hamster? What? Now we're talking about this because in DK it's Brain Shaker Nation. Oh, we read all
Running
this.
diagnostics checks.
So I don't know. To ask you what is in Canada. Talking about Jensen's brain having a good old shaken and stirred in his skull. No, kinda. I think the cyber brain in Ghost in the Shell is kind of a casing the brain sits in, where a lot of it's digitalized, but there's still a brain in there. As far as I recall, I think so, at least. I think it's just a special, like, case for the brain. Possibly with some bits removed.
At normal capacity. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Bear in mind, Ghost in the Shell has, what, 4 canons or something? There's the movie canon, the series canon, and the manga canon. I really like it. It's one of my favorite animes, the first season of Gits. Very fine soundtrack, very fine thing and pace. You might be thinking of Battle Angel Alita, where she has her brain but robot body, but the other people have robot brain but human body or something.
Running diagnostics check in sector 11759.
Ah, there you go, yeah.
Diagnostic sequence complete.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
Yeah. An OGB, as they call it.
Access granted.
But yeah, they actually probably did the thing that you suggested, where they did some shit where they encased the brain. I am sorry, my English. Ribeleb fertilizer, what a man.
Running diagnostics check in sector 11482. Diagnostic sequence complete.
Man tries to live stream from work. What a fucking wrestle first. Yeah. Stuff like that's difficult. I mean, what you could probably do is separate the brain into various smaller bits. The problem with some of this, at least from my limited medical knowledge, is that the brain will accelerate and it has a certain mass itself, and when that mass comes to a stop, however much mass it has is what sort of compresses it. So if you divide it into various centers and move it around a little bit, there should be less pressure on stuff because there's sort of more surface area to ask the pressure rather than sort of it going boing. But it would of course involve people being able to hook it up in a way that would allow it to still process information as fast as it can with all the stuff being close to each other. I bring up once again Stegosaurus, which is, I can say repeatedly, which is a type of crab. I actually had 2 brains. There's probably other things that had 2 brains. It had a brain in its arse as well. I'm not making that up. It had 2 brains, a smaller one in the arse. I'm not sure what he was responsible for, but like brain and shit is very interesting. How that shit works. Did a lot of martial arts, and usually when you do stuff like that, you see the like the cliche scene sai talks in metaphors and weird shit forever kind of stereotype. So a bunch of the people in dojo, including the trainer, are actually like medical professionals, and he is a massive fucking nerd when it comes to stuff like that, and he was very interested in what function actually was in the body. Like you hear these martial arts mumbo jumbo type things, like I hit him with my kaye and things like that, and garbage, and you think this is some magical dumb fuckery, and then you look at it scientifically and try to figure out what mechanism it's using, and it becomes really interesting. Like you can sort of stun people by yelling at them. You hear that oftentimes when an attack. It's kind of the same. Lion roars, gazelle freezes, is caught, things like that. But brains are stupid. Yeah, that's possible. Kind of. There was a guy in my anatomy class that also claimed that there was some. This is semantics. He claimed that people could change their heart rate at will. But the way he claimed it was that they had direct control of their heart rate, which is not true. It's the same with the temperature thing. Where that guy that changes his temperature, you set off different things in the brain that creates a response that has the desired effect. You can't just go like the brain is basically what was it? Trainer man used to use the metaphor that he was the general, and you're at war, and all parts of the body were different branches of the military, and the general had a general idea of what was going on, and he would sort of send vague ideas to things, and then like he doesn't go around and reload every gun for every soldier, so he would just send general ideas to things to do shit, and oftentimes that needed to be very simple because the body's stupid. Yeah, he did. Yeah, like that. In the same way, sort of, when you're trying to learn something that's really difficult, technically, with your ass body, if you're fully mentally aware of what you're doing, it quite easily becomes impossible or very, very difficult to learn properly. Because it's very much about feeling. It's kind of like a bunch of shortcuts to trick your brain into learning better. You hear that shit like, be like water, use your body spirit force to do this and that. A lot of the time, those sorts of things are just ways of thinking about how you're doing something that sort of tricks the body into doing the thing it needs to do by understanding it in that way, if that makes sense. Like if you pretend you're water, like Drunken Master, things like that, where you have an idea of how that feels, swaying around and being an idiot. You have an idea how that's supposed to feel, and you sort of go, oh yeah, that feeling, and you do that, and then you sort of get an outcome that would be awkward to have full mental control over. It's like walking. Like if you try to understand walking, technically, it's fucking complicated. Like you bend your knee a little bit, you lift your leg up. Even lifting your leg up is a process if you're aware of every single mechanical thing that's going on. Lift it, you lose your balance slightly forward, and then catch yourself, and then do it again. But yeah. Yeah, indeed, like that. And the thing is, like the general is your brain. And if you're learning many new things that you need to do with your body all at once, it's easier to think of it in general terms, like that thing is like water, this one's drunk, this one behaves like a whip, and things like that. And it sounds like some sort of fucking Harry Potter bullshit, but oftentimes it's just a way of making it more easily digestible for the end result. But then again, there's also the people who actually buy into their own bullshit eventually. But yeah, like there's a lot of instincts and shit we have that are kind of detrimental, and you're well off unlearning in martial arts, for example. There's that good old you fall down slightly backwards on your ass. First response your body has is to put your your hand out behind you, and due to the way that you land on that, that very often just ends up with a broken wrist. And that's automatic response, and you have to unlearn that response, which you do by focusing on it, repeating quite a lot, and then eventually it becomes automatic. But oftentimes a technique or something you have to do requires you doing many things all at once that seem unnatural and weird, so you have to trick your brain into thinking dumb things. I'm not sure where I went with this. The brain also doesn't understand negatives or inversions, or what's it called? I'm not sure about the term. Like, it doesn't understand when you visualize something that you don't want to do. The brain doesn't understand that. You do on a conscious level. You go, okay, I'm gonna need to do a backflip. I'm practicing doing a backflip. Do not jump up halfway, stop, fall down, land on head. Do not do that. Don't. Not this. Don't do that. And you're visualizing what not to do, but your brain sort of just goes, okay, yes, this, I see it, that. And then you try it, and then you do that, because your brain goes, that's the image you showed me. I don't understand that you're saying not to do that. Which is why the very, very irritating thing people say a lot, believe in yourself and believe in it, is quite important.
Running diagnostics check.
Yeah, but there's the ways of doing it, Pond. Oftentimes tailbone is better than wrist. But yeah. And yeah, the thing about that is you understand that 100% mentally that you're not supposed to land on your head, but your brain just goes, okay, let's do this. You're riding your bicycle. All you're thinking is don't drive into the ditch. And you're visualizing driving into the ditch and sort of thinking no. And the second you get stressed or something, you drive into the ditch. tail ones can be rough. Yeah, that's normal. There's certain exercises you can do that tires your back out, which makes it hard to breathe. It's because the thing that creates the what's it called, suction in your lungs. Some of those muscles are you can tire out easily by assing your back. So you basically gave yourself a dead lung falling over. Okay, there's a thing I have to do here. I have to also find a thingy here. I don't want to go up on with the elevator until I've gotten all the things, but I think I have everything I can in this area. But yeah, it's kind of interesting, that sort of stuff, where you have to sort of understand things in a way that is not how they are, but being aware of that and then tricking yourself into thinking things so you can achieve something. That's ass. Oops. Yes and no. The way we usually asked it was there's three steps to learning something: seeing it done by someone, having it done on yourself, and then you doing it yourself. Because there's a lot of things that look like there's something, they're not. That can be misleading. But yeah, demonstration is definitely important. It's also why the sort of shit I trained was never really... You never really saw it in movies, because it doesn't look good. It just looks weird. Like, two people are standing next to each other. One goes ow and falls over. And people are standing there. What happened? Why is he binned? What's going on? That looked like shit. And it's the same way when you have it demonstrated. Like, why are you binned? I don't understand. I've been in here, but I want Explorer.
Running diagnostics check in sector 11482. Diagnostic sequence complete.
It's quite often, like, feeling it is often very important. It's the feeling you need to remember, not, like, you can remember as much technically about what you did, but the feeling is the most important.
Commencing diagnostics check.
I'm assuming correctly in this instance means making the ball go where he wants it to. I need water, baby. Well, it is the first step, isn't it? You can't really practice the latter without the former. If you can't shoot the ball reliably where you want it, the other thing's not going to work anyway. Yeah. it's a like it's a feeling thing. Motor control is complicated, and thinking about it can make it harder than it needs to be as well.
Pritchard, you'll be happy to know I'm on the funicular and headed to Santos server chamber.
Good. Once you're inside, all you'll have to do is insert the passport into the server. Don't remove it until I disconnect. The system will track my location if you do.
I have to get to the chamber first, Francis. Shadow Child said there are heat sensors that can see me even when cloaked.
You know you love a challenge. We're in the bottom of the 9th, Jensen. Time to hit it home.
The upclavator. Good thing there weren't any turrets on the way up in this thing, where there aren't any vents and anything to hide in. Well, at least these dudes are on the security firm.
Server chamber area is registering normal temperature fluctuations.
Fucking funicular. That the Oogly Fang. Seemed to did. Oh, thingy point thingy. Oh, very nice. Well, seems like a job for remote tasking. Goodbye all my praxis. Depressing. I fucking suck. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, I like how these are probably meant to malfunction that much. Like, they just sort of... There's no log or anything for it being reduced to gibberish. It's like, yeah, the robot's down up there 3 times in one go. Oh fuck, it was Amostus. Ass. Yeah, I don't have that many of these. Nothing heard that. Yeah. Well, I mean, sneaky stuff would be very fucking difficult if the AI was half competent. Oh, that's an alarm thing. I thought I could hack into something. Go to regular revolvinator. Actually. Yeah, did you leave him on the road? Did he have a mate? Someone probably saw him. I don't think bushes really actually break line of sight. I remember I choked out the 2 bandits, and one of them was all.
Diagnostics check.
One of them woke up and saw it. I guess woke up before the other one and reported me for the other one. Like, okay, so there's a time where you have to get rid of a guy in Henry, and I decided to do something really dumb. That it was a tavern with a tiny window, sort of up above head height window, like more of a ventilation thing. No one was going to be looking out of it. I'm just showing with my hands. You can't see shit. And yeah. It sort of. So I decided to go like 100 meters away out in the field, completely hidden, shoot an arrow in so that it arched up and landed in the head of the guy I needed to bin. This took a while. Not that one. Yeah, no, it's okay. But yeah, it took me a while to actually shoot the arrow and then hit him, and immediately hit him, and people just knew it was me. Immediately just knew it was Henry. Wait, how's he seeing me? Oh, I wasn't aware they actually came back. Don't think I've ever experienced that. Whenever someone runs away, they're always lost forever. For me. Wait, what? Oh, this thing's warm, so they can't see me as easily on the thing. I see. They don't, though. Oh, the bandits have sort of just fled forever from me. To which I say ass. My kingdom for being able to make shotgun ammo shells. There's probably an email about that. They're actually pretty good about writing when things are ridiculous. It's like all these boxes here that make good cover. There's an email going like, "God damn, there are a lot of boxes here that make good cover." Oh, hello. Eh? How does one open hatch? Guess I can't reach with my Haxi. It might be some of the maintenance. The warm things are underneath. It might be all the warm they removed from the other ass room. I'm just gonna bin these and find the thing.
Unauthorized heat signature detected.
Find the thing and then we can always load. I'm just wondering if there's actually anything in here that allows me to open this. It can't be broken. This is a lame way of doing it, but try and save some time. I wonder if I warm myself up by sitting by this. Is there a way I can see the effect there? Ah, wait. What? So if I'm by heat, they can't see me. So they just know where certain heats are? I guess. That's really weird. Maybe that's for later. Doesn't look like there's anything under there. Maybe that's a way I can actually come in here if I don't want to do the door. So there's a way from out here, and it just opens from the other side. Wonder if I can scoot. No. Any ideas, man? Don't want to spend too long here, but I don't want to miss stuff either. I was thinking there'd be a panel for opening something or some ass. But it's only these two alarm asses, and I'm trying to open this. And I'm assuming from another side, maybe. That's not destructible. Oh well. Oh shit. Yeah, I suspect this as well. Hey. Man, such hard shit at this. Should mark that thing. Simply because I don't want that sneaking up on me. Anything that patrols needs to be tagged.
Commencing with systems check in server chamber 204.
Vision cones would be pleasant. Right, which one is the that's my optional. Aye aye aye. "15 seconds, I can do it." As long as I don't get immediately.
Trace program initiated.
I work here. I'm supposed to be on this computer.
Running diagnostics check in sector 11482.
Access granted.
Diagnostic sequence complete.
Go over here and shit the shit of fear. Having actually made that. More praxis, Portugal favor. God damn, look at that sucker.
Running diagnostics.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
No, that was the wrong button.
Diagnostic sequence complete.
I was trying to hack that one down there, but instead I accidentally disconnected.
Anomaly detected.
The lack of zoom is unfortunate.
Access granted.
That was a fair amount of stuff. Wait, can... I mean, there's no reason to not. Look at the Praxoids. Could get turret domination and just turn them all off.